Up next on the Tesla Plaid channel.
It's a great looking Ferrari here, F8 Tributo. Alright, this Plaid here is completely gutted with a partial cage going. This is the Pikes Peak Tesla right here. Welcome back to the Tesla Plaid channel. We're rolling into Bradenton Motorsports. Gonna have some interesting cars out here that we plan to meet. We got Big Al out here with the Orange Crush tonight. It's a Cinco de Mayo party out here at Bradenton Motorsports, May 5th, 2022. Got some fast cars lined up over here. Audi R8 V10 Twin-Turbo, modified Hellcat Charger, Ferrari F8 Tributo, Lamborghini Huracan over here, and a GTR. We're going to be racing this Ferrari F8 Tributo next. There's also a Audi R8 Twin-Turbo. That's a thing of beauty right there. Yo, he's gonna stage his back tire.
What's that?
He's gonna stage his back tire.
Oh, okay. Perfect.
All right, we're giving the Ferrari the back tire here, as well as the move.
Up forward a little bit. Lights over again, then just do the lights again. I'll stop you. And good. Window up.
All right, we're all staged up. I'm gonna wait till he moves. There he goes. Back tire and the move. There he goes. Back tire and the move. He's moving pretty good, but he hasn't got too much for us. That's the 10th and second car all day long, so back tire and the move will make it interesting. We're in drag strip mode, peak performance ready. We're at 93% when we started that run. It's a hot one out here, 90 degrees. Hi there. Thank you. All right, on that first pass, we ran a 934 at 148.76. We were pretty deep into launch control. We ran a 151 60 foot. I'm okay with the 934 considering we didn't heat soak it or anything. There's a twin turbo Audi R8 out here as well. Should be even faster than that Ferrari was. Let's see if we can get lined up with it.
So
Another
even
10.
with that,
10.3, respectable pass. Your first one was 10.4, wasn't it?
yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I left about 4/10 behind you.
Yeah.
And, yeah, your car did about what I expected it to do.
Yeah.
130, almost 136 mile an hour.
This is completely stopped. Cool. Find the way.
Yeah. You can make another pass?
Yeah.
You ready? This Audi R8's got a twin turbo.
Spinning
You're spinning?
for like a full second.
Yeah. So, Craig, are you going down the middle to avoid the water?
No.
Okay, when you come out there to stage, go down the middle. Don't go through either of the water puddles.
Okay.
They'll let you go down the middle since you're all-wheel drive.
Okay.
So that's step number one. Step two, if you punch it a couple of quick times, right before you get up to the start line, that'll shake the water or any debris off your
this
tires.
last time I spun them out.
Okay.
I did a mini launch.
Yeah.
And then, but I'm gonna do a soft launch this time. I'm just gonna, because when it's spinning, traction control is engaging and it's just losing.
Okay. Well, if we run, I'm gonna let you have the move. What are you trapping at? Speed like mid 130s?
130.
Okay, that's very respectable mile an hour.
All right, let's do it.
You want to do it on this pass?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do it on this pass. All right, we're running the Audi R8 Twin-Turbo next. We're gonna let him have the move as well, like we did the Ferrari. I'm gonna wait till he gets out. There he goes. Whoa! Come on, car, let's go! Oh, he's moving. There he goes. Whoa! Come on, car, let's go! Oh, he's moving. I did not release the pedals right, so it really bogged out of the hole. You may have noticed my 60-foot time was almost 2 seconds. For a second there, I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to catch up to him that slow out of the hole. But the car came on, thankfully. We're going to have a really bad ET on this ticket, probably about a mid-9. Thank you. Wow, it was a horrible pass. We're lucky we caught him. We ran a 995, just about 10 seconds at 146.3 miles an hour. And there's that 60-foot of just about 2 seconds. Not to mention my reaction time at 2 seconds, which was intentional. I wanted to make sure he got out of the hole. He told me he was having a lot of problems launching that R8, but our 330 was off by a full half second. From there, the car did what it usually does, but we dug ourselves a big hole, hence that 995 ET. Mile an hour was almost there, 146.37. Hey, thanks for that run, man.
Yeah.
What was your pass like? Well, what's your best pass tonight?
My fastest was 10.6.
10.6.
But at 138.5.
Yeah.
I am just spinning. Like, this last time, it spun so bad, it just died. Like,
Yeah.
it just completely lost.
Well, probably hit the rev limiter. What's the rubber you got on there?
Oh, they're just Pirelli P Zeros, the factory.
They're running P Zeros too, but
They're old. They're 5 years old.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got it.
You gonna put some Nittos or something on there?
No, the PS4S, because I do a lot of road trips too. I got a place up in northern Georgia, and I want to be able to drive in the rain. And
I like those Michelins, the 4S.
Yeah.
I've got over 1,000 passes on those on my other Tesla.
Yeah.
Solid tire.
Yeah.
I mean, great all-around tire.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think you can do better if you really want all-around.
When we had it on the dyno 2 weeks ago, every time it would hit 7,000 RPMs,
Yeah.
the tires were spinning on the rollers. And he's like, I'd throw some other tires on there, but we're busy, so
Yeah.
I was like, okay.
Cool.
But yeah.
Well, that'll get you a low 10 with that right tire on there. Maybe at 138,
He says it should break into the 9s.
It should break into the 9s with that kind of mile an hour.
I just got to get it to hook up.
Question of how hard you can hit the launch.
Well, I was watching a video, and it was more than a second. I was still sitting there before it really started going.
Yeah. Right on.
And that last one was like 11.1, and I mean I was there.
Yeah.
So it'll be low 10s, maybe on a good day.
Yeah.
Cool air, low humidity.
Yeah.
Maybe.
The right track.
Yeah.
All right, we switched over to the Pro Tree lanes. Most of these cars are no time. Lining up with this Mustang. I haven't seen this car run before, but I know the driver. I've run him in his one of his Cadillacs, a guy named Cooper. And Cooper's got a big YouTube following. We're drag strip mode, peak performance ready, 86% battery state of charge. Everybody's interested in this race up here. Cletus on the right. Wow. That Mopar was all over the track. Look at these lines. I'm trying to find a sticky spot here. And I'm expecting this to be a Pro Tree. Here we go. We're out of them. Down after they re-prepped it. After the re-prep, they sent Cletus and Mopar that he was racing, and then we were second up. So traction was awesome.
Here you go.
Thank you.
No problem.
It felt like one of our faster passes tonight, and sure was a 929. Been a little while since we ran a 920 at only 147.73 miles an hour. The ETs are still there. Fastest this car has ever run was 926. And I remember that night we ran 3 9.2s in a row. It was a 926, 929, and a 928. So even down at 83% battery charge, we're running 920s. 929 at 147.73 with a 147 60 foot, a 602 to half track. That's a good solid pass. Interesting Teslas out here tonight. All right, this Plaid here is completely gutted. The partial cage going.
Yeah, big Audi orange crush shows smoke bubble.
Wonder how much weight is out of here. Unfortunately, the roll cage is going to put some of that weight back in. So these Teslas here are set up for climbing Pikes Peak. Completely gutted out. I'm told this is the Pikes Peak car right here. How's it going? Must be Blake.
I'm finally in the flesh.
Andrew, nice to meet you.
Jacob.
Jacob, nice to meet you.
Likewise.
So, this is the thing that rolls down hills.
Down hills or up hills?
It flies up hills and rolls down hills.
Okay.
Charge is going down.
So I was surprised to see you've got a full interior in the...
Yeah, so that one's gone back from being the car that set the record in 2016 to now being the daily driver for the family.
Okay.
And it was a 7-seater car, so it's got the 7-seat back seat.
Oh, even in the back. Nice.
That is probably one of the heaviest Model S's in the world.
Is it?
Yeah, it's got all the Bentley leather from T-Sport line, like all that stuff, and stereo. So it's a 5,000 pound car.
Yeah, yeah.
So we make up for it with this.
What do you think this weighs? Obviously, you lost a lot of weight, but the cage parts you got in there,
I do know
those obviously aren't lightweight.
Yeah, so I would say 150 50 to 180 pounds of weight removed. And then you've got about 100 pounds to 110 in the pieces of the cage that are installed.
Okay. So you're about net 80 pounds.
Yeah, give or take. These wheels are heavier than the stock ones.
Yeah.
So, I mean, these are not forged. So they're 20 inch by 9.5, and they're just a cast wheel. So they are. That setup as it sits is every bit of 60 pounds a corner versus low 50s. I think the 19-inch were.
Not every day you see a gutted Plaid. So he's running Toyo Proxy RR rubber. Holy crap, that's full slick. Look at that. No tread there.
How much weight do you need to pull out? 200, 300 pounds?
Proxy RRs.
Look at that rubber on there.
It's like,
so
it's like, hey, come on, almost everything works. So it's a capacitive, so I have to pull back.
Are you
like,
in track mode right now? Is that why?
Yes.
All right, we got a very special race up next. We're racing a hill climb Plaid. It's been completely gutted. It's on Toyo Proxy's RR. Very little tread on these race tires. Way more aggressive tire than I've got on this car.
Stand right there.
And we're gonna go off the tree. Now, I got a big time on the light. Weight removed from his Plaid. I knew he's lighter and he's got way more tires, so I couldn't give him anything on that tree. Hey there, thank you. Solid pass for our Plaid. We ran a 931. It's not quite another 920, but hey, we're at 80% battery charge. That was our best mile an hour of the night, 148.48, 150 60 foot, and 604 to half track at 119.34, and relatively decent 059 light. Let's see if we can catch up with the driver of the Pikes Peak Plaid.
I think an 8.7 is pretty good.
I couldn't give you anything on that light. Sorry, I knew you were lighter and had more rubber than I did. So, well, your mile an hour was there. 146.
I don't know.
I did 148 trap, but I wonder why you're all the way back at 9.7.
A lot heavier rotating weight. And
I would
also,
expect that might cost you a tenth or two. I thought you'd be 930s, 940s.
Yeah, so in track,
940, 50. But
in track mode, the air suspension goes to almost 60 or 70% full stiff.
Yeah.
So you have you really have no haunch going on.
Yeah.
And then I set it at I think it was 65, 35. I'm not really sure what the optimal is. One thing that is interesting is that when we were at Sebring and getting data, what is normally peak performance ready for going around a race course. It is perceived that it's cooling the cells, which we can see it getting colder. So at the end of that run, I switched it from track mode to dragster mode, and the preconditioning time has currently remained the same at 3 minutes left.
3 minutes, okay.
So,
the same amount of heat.
Yeah, and I'd imagine I have more charge than you. I'm at 90%.
I'm 80 right now.
Yeah.
After that pass.
But it's interesting because the track mode will burn about 8 kilowatt while you're sitting there.
Yeah.
But no, actually, that doesn't surprise me. I was expecting it to run like a 9.9.
Oh, okay.
Because these wheels are quite portly, and you don't really have a good launch
Yeah.
I mean, out of the hole, it's almost, and the other problem too is that I did have the stability control still on. So whenever that's on, I believe it doesn't allow pedal overlap. So when I was left foot braking
Beep, 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 beep.
and I went for the
you
light,
can't have any overlap
it goes
at all.
beep, 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 and then I wait, and then,
Yeah.
so, yeah.
Yeah.
But if you do a full stability off,
Yeah.
it will let you do it.
Okay.
Kind of like if you're trying to
Yeah.
drift it. It's a funky little thing.
Yeah.
But,
Well, I raced a lot of guys with 21-inch wheels,
Yeah.
so I'm, used to seeing kind of where that
Yeah.
difference is, and it's usually 1/10.5 to 2/10 if the only difference is the wheels. For example, that
Yeah.
blue Plaid that you saw earlier,
Yeah.
which used to be mine, is identical to this one in every way except for
it's
the
the 21s.
wheels. Yeah.
So I ordered this with 19s on purpose because from what I could get, the 19s were lighter. They'd be better for driving to and from track days.
Yep.
They take up less space in the car
Yeah.
when you're doing stuff. And that's kind of the fun thing. So like even with this cage setup right here,
Yeah.
I can still get 4 track tires in 1, 2, 3, 4, and then all your tools in the back.
Yeah.
Your overnight bag in the front. So
Yeah.
like this to me is, I mean, and there's tons of stuff to talk about, but when I went to Bradenton Motorsports Park 2 weekends ago, I ran 1 hour solid session at what would be considered 8/10. And that blew me away because for it to be able to do a fun last time, like if I was taking somebody for a ride,
How much charge did it burn in that hour?
96%.
Wow.
Yeah, so, and I actually, like through Teslafy, I data logged all of it. So we started at 96%. We got down to 0 and like, let's do another lap. We have a tow hook, who cares? So we did another lap and a half.
Wow.
Because it leaves about 4 kilowatt on the table. To me, I think it'd be, the cool setup would be some drag radials, maybe even 19s up front, 18s in the back, because you can get 18s over the rear brakes.
Yeah.
But they need to be a tall enough tire.
Yeah.
Because I think that what happens, like what we found with the other cars, is if we ran too low of an overall tire diameter, you fall outside the efficiency curve above 130 miles an hour.
Yeah.
So I think there's,
Yeah, 28.0 seems to be what it likes on the outside diameter.
Yeah.
In the tires that
What do you run? What do you run for tire pressure on that?
Well, right now, because it was just in the shop the other day, it's back up to stock.
Yeah.
Because I haven't taken it down, but normally I run 38 PSI.
These are around 42 right now.
Okay.
Because it,
And mine are at 44, only because it was in the shop a couple days ago and I didn't bother taking any out yet.
It's
so
interesting.
It back up.
It's funny because at the light, it's like it left so gingerly. it was just like, oh, okay, we're gonna go now.
Yeah.
But hey, it's a lot faster than my other Model S.
Yeah. So what brakes have you got on this?
So up front right now, we are testing the Mountain Pass Performance, what they call, what is it? The Easy Big Fella kit, the 400 millimeter. They're about 5 pounds lighter, give or take, up front. NRS Brakes, which is our brake pad sponsor, what we're doing is we're going through what are the popular upgrades for this car for braking. First starting with no brake cooling, stock rotors, and then looking at semi-metallic racing pads, like basically profiling each of the setups. So right now we have kind of a race compound up front and rear, and then we have their 400 millimeter set up front and the standard in the rear, which in a rear setup, this is great. On the track, because this car has an open diff, it's using the front pads to try to keep it under control. But our plan is actually to go through and test pretty much all the kits that are out there to kind of understand what's good for different levels of drivers that are taking them to
track days,
to an actual HPD event or even circuit racing. The brakes are the #1 holdback on this car. I mean, it boogeties, as you know.
So, well, I limit myself to drag strip and I'm doing no more than 5 passes an hour.
Yeah, you're a very patient person. Every time I come to the drag strip, I'm like, man. Lots of waiting, lots of waiting.
A lot of waiting.
Yeah.
And when I say 5 passes in an hour, I mean, most nights you can't do 5 passes all night. So, it's not an issue. At these tracks. At the 8th mile track, you can make, it's more all you can eat, just as many passes as you want. But I'll take it easy. How do you like these Proxy RRs?
So, I will make this comment. I am going to be running something different this year at Pikes.
Okay.
But I've always been very happy with Toyo's products, and we've done very well with them at Pikes. This year we are going to be running the Yokohama AO52s. I did testing with those at Barber and at Sebring, and each tire has its own benefit. One thing I like about both of them is that they both have really good behavior beyond the limit. There are a lot of tires that have this grip level that are kind of feast or famine. Like you have a lot of feel, a lot of speed, and then suddenly their slip angle falls right off and you're catching the car. And this thing has enough electronic shenanigans that happens that it's really nice to have something that has a very gradual breakaway, which both of them do.
So I wouldn't be at all surprised if you lost at least a tenth on this track because of that tire.
Yeah.
Because your rolling resistance is so much higher.
It's big, you know.
And the prep on this track is notorious for being sticky all the way down. This guy Wade is famous for how well he prepped the track. So you've got that rolling resistance on these 315s, and it's like flypaper, you know. And I know that even with my car, as I roll up to the line, I know how much my car will roll, what the regen will buy me. And the car will absolutely stop in half the distance because of how sticky it is. You know what I mean? So I've got to keep giving it accelerated just to get to the line because it's like flypaper. So you do that on a 315 full slick, that's got to be costing you at least a 10. At least a 10.
The other thing is this sidewall construction in these are really, really stiff, which is good for a heavy car with low center of gravity, the way that it pushes. But even if I were to drop these, say, down to 25 psi, we're going to get a little bit more grip, but then all we're going to get is a whole bunch of rolling resistance and kind of a fun car when you get on the brakes at the end. But no, I think
sure. Do you know what the outside diameter is on these? Is it close to 28.0?
It's actually, I'll look it up, but I want to say it's 27.8 or 28.2, somewhere in that range. The OEM is a little bit staggered in overall. I'm pretty sure, I do know that the 285/35s that we ran, or was on my other car, that was 0.3 taller diameter than stock, and that intentionally worked really, really well because at Pikes you never really slow down below 30-35 miles an hour. And with the P90DL, it kept the motor much more in the efficiency. We did also testing with the Model 3 performance, and we actually went to a tire that was a half-inch less, and when we were testing out at Sebring and VIR, above 110, 115 miles an hour, it literally felt like you hit a brick wall between the diameters. So, and the best that car ever ran here, I think, was an 11.5. Which was pretty good for a Model 3 performance.
Oh, absolutely,
So,
anything in the...
it rolls down the hill.
the second, bottom half of the 11s is absolutely good. It's a McLaren, by the way. I wonder...
Possibly next Thursday night, we might be able to come out, and depending on what wheels and tires, but ideally I'd love to have the 19-inch with some, like, sticker Yokohamas on it to see what that does.
Next Thursday I'll be out here.
Okay. The other thing that I'm keen to know, which I'm sure somebody knows, the Model 3 performance, we did find that removing weights did not really make it any faster. It had the yaw rate sensors, it would full power. About an 11, without somebody going in and changing it with a Motec or otherwise, because we run a stock class, we can't do that. But we removed almost 400 pounds out of the car and we were running it, and our times were within a tenth, but you could see it, instead of being 450 kilowatt, it was 380, 390.
It's really governed. That's interesting.
The accelerometer is like, nope, that's as fast as we want it to go today.
That's funny. That's
Whereas this right here, I think, has more potential than the lead. I mean, and this is a 22. So the guys who are at, I don't know if you know, but Team PGR. Team PGR is a group of guys out of, I guess, Minnesota/Wisconsin area. They have a Plaid 21 that's full aero kit, stock interior, but they're running one lap of America, and they're running 3rd place overall right now, which I'm like super proud of them. They're actually at the drag strip tonight at Heartland Park, so I'm gonna be keen to see like what their times are, because they are running 3rd overall.
Nice.
And yeah, I mean, there's some McLarens and some stuff there, but
nice.
We'll see.
Nice. Okay,
lots of stories.
I'll look for you next Thursday, Blake. It was a pleasure.
This or whatever, we fist bump, whatever it is.
Thanks for all your support tonight. And yeah, look for you next Thursday.
And I just got beat. I got taken. See, race car, experience from Track time wins over buying parts.
All right, you guys.